Yes, what's going on? My name's Kai, and this is a performance test video of Hogwarts Legacy running on the Asus ROG Lix, but it could apply to any Windows-based handheld that's running Lossless Scaling and its new LSFG 3 update. It's Lossless Scaling Frame Generation 3 update, because this is a game changer for all of your favorite games. But this video is all about Hogwarts Legacy and how we can get some very, very, very pleasing performance with some beautiful graphical fidelity. So what you're going to do is obviously get that Lossless Scaling open first of all. Next up, go to launch whichever game you like. Steam will throw up this warning that maybe you should close what you've got already open. Ignore that and open it anyway, because it will keep it running in the background. And all I'm going to do here is make sure here when I'm testing Hogwarts Legacy that I've got AFMF2 off. I have super resolution off because I'm letting Lossless Scaling do all of the work in that regard. All that's left to do here then is to change my control mode from gamepad to desktop so I can harness that shortcut in Lossless Scaling. So that's my back button on the right and on the left, and then hold that face button and you'll see in the top left, there you go, the frame rate appears. Now what Lossless Scaling shows is what the frame rate would be without Lossless Scaling being enabled and what your new generated frame rate is, and look at the difference. We are just in the menu here of Hogwarts Legacy, so I'm not going to get you too excited just yet, but I'm going to load this saved game. It's from early on in the game, but we are in Hogsmeade, so there's a bit going on, and I just want to show you the difference here. The performance is staggering. So as I say, that first number in the top left is what the original frame rate is. So without Lossless Scaling on, that's where our performance would sit. Look at the second number. We're in the 80s, touching the 90s with Lossless Scaling active and with a ×3 frame generation. It's unbelievably impressive. And the crazy extra thing with this is you might be asking, why is that frame rate on the left, the original one, so low? Well, that's because I've got the graphics settings set to high, which is unprecedented playing Hogwarts Legacy on a handheld. We're all kind of used to having to put settings on low for a game that's fairly intensive. But running Lossless Scaling, it is possible to put your graphics settings all the way up to high and have a very playable game. Okay, so what is the genuine trade-off? Well, you can see that round my character there are artifacts and blurring, and I'm just going to exaggerate this by spinning the camera and you'll see what I mean. So obviously the game and the software is having to generate these extra frames, so anytime that I push it hard by just having the scene moving this quickly, you can see exactly where that generation's coming from. The real question is this playable in the real world? And to me, yes, it is. Now, bear in mind that I'm running this on ×3 frame generation. It will run a little bit more naturally, a little less blurring and artifacts around the character at ×2 and with a bit of tweaking. But I am absolutely flabbergasted at how well this performs straight out of the box, so to speak.
Welcome to J. Pippin's Potions.
Pardon me, sir.
Oh, thank goodness. When I heard the bell, I thought you were Miss Lawang. Not that she deigns to come here. Though, I don't believe I've seen your face here before, either.
It's my first time in Hogsmeade, actually.
Is it really? Well, Parry Pippin at your service. And this is J. Pippin's Potions. Potions for all ailments. You'll have already done the sign, of course, but Grandfather always made me say it in full.
Now I'm going to take you from this ×3 frame generation to having lossless scaling turned off completely and look at the difference in how this runs. So you can see that the frame rate now is down to what lossless scaling suggested it would be without it. So we're now down to around 30 frames per second. This runs perfectly fine, but I'm telling you right now, this is hard to try and play with when you know that you can generate those extra frames and make it play that much smoother. And once again, let me take you through that process to turn it back on. So I change my control mode to desktop. I activate the shortcut then for lossless scaling, which is my M buttons and then that top left face button. And you can see it reactivates in the top left. And once again, look at the difference in how smoothly it runs. Also, don't forget to change your control mode back from desktop to gamepad so that you get the use of your gamepad. But look at the difference. It really is night and day, and remember the settings here are on high in the game. It's really quite incredible. So this is how easy it is then to change your settings on the fly. I'm just going to scroll up from the bottom, select lossless scaling, and then I can easily change the mode from ×3 to ×2, and that will now have just completely changed the generation in Hogwarts Legacy. I go back into the game, and as you can see in the top left, it's now doubling the frame rate as opposed to trebling the frame rate. And you'll see fewer artifacts, there's less blurring. Once again, I do my big fast camera spin test, but it's still smooth as anything. We've got frames now between 50 and around 60-65 FPS, which is still incredibly playable and might be the best setting, to be honest, in terms of a little bit kinder on any input lag that you might feel, and like I say, a little bit nicer in terms of that haloing, the artifacts and the blurring around the character models. I'll leave this last bit of gameplay for you to analyze and look at, and let me know whether you think you get a superior experience running lossless scaling on your handheld.
Pardon me, sir. I'm here for the seeds Professor Weasley arranged for me to collect.
Oh, the dittany for the new 5th year. I take it that's you then. Merlin's beard. Started?
Not at all.
Well, bravo. Name's Timothy T. I keep the cart out in.
I suppose.
In addition to But what? Do have a look around. Plenty of ingredients to pique your interest, I'd wager.
Well, that's everything. Better go and find Sebastian.
Well, that'll do for another video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, then drop that like, that subscribe if you're not already part of the CaiLife community, and I'll see you on the very next video. But until then, take care, much love, and peace out.